Hello, and welcome to yet another Rag Company podcast where we're your friends, Dane Hennon, Levi Gates.
I'm freezing. How are you guys in t-shirts?
I feel great, but I'm also a large man. And Anthony Fisher.
Hey guys, Anthony with the Rag Company here, coming at you in a t-shirt and joggers today.
Wow.
No shorts.
Yes.
I'm impressed, but to be honest, the heat isn't working in this part of the building.
Yeah. Well, so Levi.
So it's a little cold in here.
Yeah. Well, I don't wear shorts, right? Until it hits at least 28 degrees Fahrenheit
exactly.
or under, right?
Right.
Wow. So that's when I start wearing shorts. Other than that, it's like usually pants
Hot
all year
days,
long.
you're always wearing pants, black pants. Sometimes you're wearing corduroy pants, which I think is kind of weird.
I mean,
that's a 110 degree day
right there.
But hey, to each their own.
Dude, they should bring back the corduroy pants. Like I had a pair.
I have a pair
maroon. I had maroon corduroy pants, and they went hard.
Ones.
Did you have teal?
Yeah,
ones?
they're
nice.
teal.
I have a dark charcoal
kid,
gray
man.
black pair that are the smaller, thin cords.
Yeah.
They're nice. They're probably one of my most comfortable pair of pants
What's
I've owned.
funny is how durable corduroy pants
They're
actually
very strong.
are.
Yeah.
They're like really
They take a lot of
durable.
abuse.
They just need to bring them back,
Yeah.
dude.
No.
I'll rock them. I'll do it.
All right.
Corduroy joggers would go hard.
Ooh,
That's
I like that.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, any
That's my idea.
fashionistas
Don't
out
steal
there?
it.
You just got a free idea. You're welcome. So, what's going on around the shop? What happened this weekend? Any housekeeping before we start things off?
Biggest one in the elephant in the room.
Yeah. There's going to be no Q&A.
There's going to be no Q&A this week because we're going to be eating food.
That's right. And
Thanksgiving.
you should be too.
Thanksgiving weekend.
So not everybody has families, Dean.
Well, but you can still, celebrate a time of togetherness with whoever's important in your life. Be they family or
maybe you have a street family.
If not the family you were born with, then the family you choose.
Well, after last
The
week's
homies
statement
and
on adoption
fans.
from you, I think that you have no right to talk about
I'm trying not
family.
to think about the awful things I said.
Family.
Thank you, somebody going back and looking up to find any dirt they can and stuff like that.
Yeah.
By the way, I will say, I really do apologize if I felt like I was like targeting people who like live in a certain town or something like that.
I felt that you were.
It felt a little harsh.
I think you really need to apologize to Levi's cousin.
Well, so
Who I'm going to be spending Thanksgiving going down and seeing with his family.
Hey, Levi, can you show me what you do for work? Is that a podcast? Click that one. Levi goes, oh, no, not that one.
Yeah.
He's like, why not that one? Let's
definitely
listen to it.
don't watch about the 39-minute mark. No. So the thing with that was I literally just thought, what's a funny meme I see with Jon Snow after he said Jon Snow? And I said, I don't want it. And then I was like, oh, the implications of that are terrible.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
You weren't paying attention.
But the other
It's all
thing
right.
was when I was talking about selling my truck and I was like, I'm getting messages from people in
you're saying,
towns.
I don't
and I'm
want
kinda
it.
like, I don't want to. Yeah. Like my whole logic behind that, and I'm just going to say this because I heard it from a couple of people. I feel bad about it, but at the same time, I didn't want to find myself in like a dark parking lot trying to sell a truck to somebody who actually ended up being like a vindictive jerk and was just mad I won it and they didn't, and then wanted to like shank me in an alleyway. So I was trying to avoid that.
Do you
scenario.
normally go through life worrying about that kind of stuff?
I'm generally just kind of a worrywart about stuff, so I tend to think up like fantastical scenarios that probably won't happen. But
I'm like that. I do that as well. I don't get me wrong. I do that as well. I come up with these ideas in my head.
I'm not quite like full prepper brain, but occasionally I'm just like, what if? And
What's
then
the
I
worst that
actually
could
take
happen?
that way too far in my head, and I don't say those parts out loud because it usually ends up somewhere awful. But it usually doesn't work out that way.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to say usually things are good.
Right.
And I am happy to say somebody put in an offer on the truck, and I'll see what happens.
Well,
later
fingers
this week.
crossed you get rid of that thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Fingers crossed.
I love the
How
truck
great's that
as its
gonna
own
be?
thing, but it just makes me nervous having it.
What if
It
they
makes me nervous of you having
What if they show up with a suit? You know what I want to see? I hope they show up with a suitcase of cash.
Oh man,
How great would that be? Dane having to carry around that suitcase in his
that
minivan.
would
no,
be
it'd be
probably
best
some of
if
the
it was
most
like, is this a-
uncomfortable moments.
Is this
of
a
my life.
bank bag? He's like, yeah, it's a bank bag. You can open it, but wait till you get home.
Yeah.
And it just blows up in my face, a bunch of ink, and I'm just
No,
like,
Dane,
you didn't get
that's when you
this
say-
money by asking nicely, did you?
That's when you say, I need to count all this.
Oh, God.
Gotta count it out.
Let me go put it in my counting machine
Yeah.
because I just have one of those.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought, don't you? I thought you had one of those.
No, doesn't
next to the
everybody?
tiki bar.
Yeah.
the
Wow,
massage chair.
painting a picture. So, yeah,
Getting cash and
sorry,
unmarked bills.
sorry for all that. Really, that was the part I wasn't able to say last week. That was the whole reason I was saying those things was I just didn't want to wind up in a dark alley scenario with someone who pretended to be
So-
someone interested in the truck who actually just wanted to.
Is it coming
know,
to
'cause that would
Meridian?
suck.
Because I
That
know
would
there's
be
a
fun.
couple small dark alleys. There's only about 3 of them in Meridian.
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
alleys.
No, I use the buddy system. I wouldn't
good.
go to a
Yeah.
sale alone.
Okay.
I'd probably finagle one of you guys into it.
Well, that's
maybe
why you
family
bring a
member,
knife
somebody.
or a gun with you,
Or I
Dane.
bring my dog. You know, she could be an
Well-
attack dog if need be. She's mostly just gonna lick you, but you know.
Okay.
You
Well,
never
that wouldn't
know.
be too bad.
You
That'd
can also,
actually be
you can
kind
also
of
hire somebody to protect you. There's a couple people that were,
Yeah.
you know, out and about nowadays that you could probably
Okay.
hire.
Yeah, it probably just needs
I
a
don't
little
know,
extra money on the side.
It's weird. Selling a vehicle that's that expensive is a very different experience to selling like a $2,000 beater car that you had a fun project.
I don't know,
and
Dane.
then
I'd
you're
argue to
selling
say
it.
that the $2,000 beater car is just as sketchy.
Although I will
Oh,
say
totally.
that
Far
attracts
more,
a sketchy
far more
element.
sketchy than the 100K
because
truck.
at that point you're dealing with the crackheads.
Yeah.
I mean, and that is.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I can't
Jeez.
say that, but maybe I just did.
wow.
And it's just that's a lot of uncertainty in itself, right?
Well, I guess I'm off the hook
Screwdrivers.
now. Now Anthony's on it.
Screwdrivers are scary. You know, other types of small shivs are scary as well.
Yeah.
You
Or
just don't
maybe
know
when
what
you're going to
getting
pick up a
yourself
car from a guy,
Yeah.
and he's got a pistol on one foot and a
yeah.
and a ankle
Ankle
bracelet
bracelet on the other,
monitor
yeah.
on the other, and he
Yeah.
tells you
We
the story
have had some
about how his
experiences,
brother
for
couldn't
sure.
find the keys.
So, okay, I guess what I'm trying to get at is yes, cheap cars. You kind of have sketchy.
What if this
situations
guy's
you run
worried that
into,
you're going to take advantage
and,
of him?
Like
That's flying in.
lower, but still like a decent chunk of money, but like not into the full like 20 grand above. Like you're in the 10 range. Like okay, it may be okay kind of thing. Most of these situations play out fine, but there's always that kind of like lingering sensation in the back of your mind, like what if something terrible happens? And you know, you take your life into your hands every time you go into one of these scenarios. It's best to actually have like a buddy with you whenever you're going to any of these things.
I agree.
But that's the general lesson. But yeah, my specific scenario was just expensive vehicle that other people really wanted and you won it, whereas other people could
Correct,
potentially
yeah.
win it for not very much money. The situation is kind of unique.
It's also
So
a
it
great
makes you very
weekend because they
uncomfortable.
just got rid of ULTD 2, number 2,
yeah.
car number 2.
I actually talked to
Mustang
the winner of
just
that. Nice guy.
got given away. So, you know.
So I'm actually
perfect
got a
weekend.
little bit of beef with them.
Oh yeah.
They never fulfilled my order.
What?
So I paid money, right?
Yeah.
Some sweatpants, and some things like that, an assortment of goods.
Yeah,
to be
did you ever
entered.
get a shipping notice
So
or
no, I never got an
anything? Like
order
a-
confirmation.
Oh.
I never got a shipping notice.
Did
I
money
never
go?
got anything.
They
right?
took your money?
Did
but
your
they
order not go through?
They took my money,
Well, that's...
but I have no There's no information on me ever getting my order going through.
So your bank shows money went out.
Yes, and then the other thing is I've emailed them 3 times, and I've gotten no response.
Well, that is where
You
are
charge
aware
back.
that the person
Yeah.
who has that company also has other companies. You can contact those companies
Well, I'm like,
All you do is
and
is call your
make
bank
life
and say,
really
hey,
annoying until they listen.
it was like
I did
$100
that.
bucks.
Well,
basically.
and I did that with
Sometimes they
with
just
Byram
aren't
Healthcare.
yeah.
They
not always
they
malicious.
all of a sudden like pulled money out of my account and it was a random number, not a number that was approved.
Oh, yeah,
Because I have a
in that
payment
case.
plan set up with them for like say $180 a month for Augie's diabetes supplies. Like just take that out. Here you go. Here's the authorization. They took out like $300 and something, and it wasn't like 180 times 2. It was like $310 kind of deal. And I just called my credit union, told them, I said, hey, this isn't, I never approved this charge. And they said, okay, not a problem. Boop, boop, boop. Redid it, sent it back. Byram called me, what the heck? What? So, but I told them they didn't have a record of the payment either. So that might be the case with ULTs.
Well, it makes me
They
wonder,
might not have.
dang, was I not even entered in that stupid giveaway? Could I have won?
You probably could have. How great would it have been if you pulled
follow
up in the
on
next
that,
one?
Reach out on other channels.
Is
You
what it
should
is.
Have your
But,
money
Hopefully they're
refunded with the
listening
weights.
and
Okay.
we'll
Well,
take care of you.
Getting back to a little bit of housekeeping
Yeah,
here really
housekeeping.
quick. So this last weekend, we had our GTech Sale, right? Crazy.
Quick and
crazy
dirty.
sale.
Loving it.
Literally, it was our biggest GTech Sale we've ever had.
30, up to 40, 50%
up to
off.
50%
certain
off,
things.
technically, yeah.
Certain GTech
And,
products.
I mean, everything from kits to products that were a la carte, right? You know,
Yep,
however you want to pick them up. And I think it was a good time to pick up anything coating related.
Yeah.
If you were wanting to coat anything before winter. Like, I think that C5 was probably a must, especially a lot of people getting new wheels for Christmas potentially, right?
Yep.
Or waiting on new wheels. C5
Or getting a
is
little money
killer
for
product.
Christmas, maybe.
But
put it in the wheels.
yeah, and it sounds like everything went smoothly. It ended last night, or is it still going on today?
I think it.
I'm sorry, guys.
We
so
need
here's
to
the
check
thing.
this stuff
It does happen
before
that
we.
way.
Here's the thing. If they were to say, hey, our sales will always end on a Monday night, then we would there would never be any confusion.
Every time
But
it changes.
sometimes
it's Monday
they
morning,
end on a
sometimes
Sunday.
it's Sunday at midnight.
Nick, can we get a verification that sale is over?
No longer
Sale's
running.
over.
All right. That's
So
what
there's
this
your
sale
clarification.
ended Sunday night, midnight.
this particular one did.
And the
Hopefully
people
it
who are
didn't-
just finding out are like, "Gee, thanks for telling
Well,
me." But you
Now-
know what?
now,
It's okay.
What we got
It's
coming
okay.
up, but what we have coming up this week is our Black Friday sale,
Yes.
Yeah. So if
and
you
that
missed-
is running till
Monday night.
yes.
So
Oh, Hans.
so the GTech sale, right? With that being you're correct. That has ended. And that went on for like 4 days, though. So there's plenty of time. We did send out an email blast. If you're not getting any emails regarding sales, sign up for the details newsletter at theradcompany.com.
Also,
Seriously.
check your spam.
Check
Check
your
your
spam,
clutter.
right?
A lot of
Make
people
sure
miss.
it's not in there.
Because
Well,
they don't
and then
check.
it was posted up on Instagram as well. So
Yep.
typically with sell posts, you'll find those is not on a static post like on the main page. Like it doesn't sit on the feed because when we post sale things on a feed,
It's timely.
It's timely, and people always ask, "Is this still happening?" And I
Yeah.
say, "No, look, read it," and they didn't read it. So I usually post them in stories with a swipe up. So I did post it as a story on a swipe up. So a lot of people saw it there, which was good.
Although Instagram got rid of the swipe up, and now you have to tap.
Oh,
a
the
little
tap
link.
link. Link. That's stupid.
I know it's annoying. I
Stupid.
preferred the swipe.
I like
but
the
anyway.
swipe up. But now it's a tap link. So I put the tap link in over the weekend. And but yeah, so Black Friday's coming up.
Yeah.
This is a time
It's a big sale, ladies and gentlemen.
to get everything that you want, right? Last weekend you can only get GTech products, right? Maybe
This
that
time?
you wanted. This time,
Everything.
everything.
Almost everything.
Almost everything, right? And what's crazy is we're going to be selling a lot of Dane's items that he hasn't been able to get rid of around his house
Right. Oh,
what?
on the page as well,
So,
right?
in
So
case you're wondering, that
toilet?
the toilet that went to the dump, it's
the
available.
MacBook,
the MacBook Pro box,
Oh
the
my
box from
Need for Speed
2013.
4, high stakes.
Hot Pursuit.
That's number 3.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
what we call doorbusters.
So we'll have some Dane
Line up
door
early.
busters coming in. Dane's
Soda
hilarious.
off-road racing.
You should
Dane's
probably
door
put some
busters.
posts. You should
it's
probably
just-
put some pictures of that stuff on your Instagram. It'd be
It's
great.
This is
a
just
bunch
turning into a kitschy garage sale. I don't
just
know about that.
old used things. And
Do you
Well,
want to
for
get
real,
the? Do you want
good
the pool?
stuff
is this
The
a
pool
mirror
table
from
light
your
from the
Miata?
garage?
Yes, it is.
Is this the pool table light from the garage?
Is that the evap canister from your Miata?
So so we're gonna be having the Black Friday sale. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be awesome. And so Taylor actually gonna be taking the marketing photos for that. But this will be a time to kind of go all out if you're wanting to pick things up as gifts, pick them up for yourself. We are gonna be having doorbusters. I'm not gonna tell you what they are because I'm really excited for them. I've been really, really pumped on them, and I think you guys are gonna love it. So it really doesn't matter on when you want to order, but I would say that the best time is going to be right when things open up. Just like a doorbuster, it should be, right?
You're going to get there before they're gone.
You're going to see the doorbusters, and you're going to kind of...
Do you remember back in the day going to Hastings on Black Friday?
Yeah.
Getting some
Yes.
movies?
Yeah, I do.
They're like, all DVDs, $5. You're like, oh my gosh.
I
It's
know.
going to be amazing.
What happened to those DVDs? They're sitting in a box
Just there.
somewhere.
Probably still, I probably still have some of them.
Forever.
But so the doorbuster is going to be killer. But they're going to be while supplies last on a lot of those. And so you're going to want to get in, get everything you can because we basically allocated a certain amount of stock for those doorbusters. So if you miss out, you miss out kind of thing, right? And so it is very stock limited on that. And so that's going to be going on. We have another special thing happening for Cyber Monday as well. But through the entire weekend, you're going to be saving, a pretty substantial amount in terms of our normal Black Friday discount, right? I don't think we can say it yet, or can we say it yet? I'm not sure.
Rest assured, it tends to be the biggest sale we do every year.
Yeah. So but
that
that's
in
going to be going on. But I know a lot of people are out buying a lot of other things. And so speaking of, doorbusters, speaking of Black Friday, right? People are going to go crazy with their order again. We got Ricky Cologne going to place a big order, put us
Big
all to
order.
shame, right?
Yeah.
That's how our grand ambassadors do it. They say, hey,
It's going to be great. They're
let me
good
show
at
you-
that.
Let me show you
Ricky
how this
knows
is
what's
done.
up.
But if you were to, if you're going to be doing any online shopping, Levi, outside of the rag company, of course, right?
What was you doing?
I went down to Home Depot the other night
Okay.
just to
Did you
do a
peruse?
little browsing,
Little browsing.
With
browsing,
the,
little window shopping.
Deals
Did
they
you-
put in the aisles.
Yeah,
Did you
I
see
looked
the
at some of
black
those.
tarps on everything.
But I did go look at the toolboxes
Okay.
because I would really like to get just a nice little stand-up. I'm not talking crazy. Like I'll
Like-
probably
like
just get
waist-height
I'll probably
toolbox?
get the little base and then just the little 4-drawer topper
no.
for it. I don't need a lot. I don't need the big monster toolbox. I don't really have room for that, but I do have room for something small and easy that I could hopefully then free up a little counter space as well as get rid of that other old toolbox that I have and some of the other things I need to kind of organize. So went and looked at some of those.
Okay.
Looking at that, and then they had a bench, tabletop, fold down, so it folds onto the wall, pops back up,
yeah.
butcher block countertop.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
$129, and I was like,
it's a pretty good deal.
that could be a new go in the MOSHQ podcast studio.
That's pretty
So
sweet.
Little,
that you're talking
pop-up
about is what I
workbench,
thought
a
about
desk.
doing in front of where the Evo is,
Mm-hmm.
right? So because I have what we have out there, the big one, but it's always there.
Yeah.
Right. And so I actually kind of regret not getting the fold out one
Yeah,
because
this just folds down into the wall, back onto the wall.
because it would have given
Fold
me
flat.
more space
Yep.
and more working room. But
It also
What can you do?
removes people's propensity to leave things on top of there when they're done and let it accumulate. If you
Well,
fold it down,
that's
that
what I was
won't
thinking.
happen.
If anything,
Yeah,
I could put it in my.
so that
podcast
it
studio
basically
area.
goes into the studs is what
Yeah.
it does, right? Bolts into the studs, and then how does it prop itself up?
We just lift it up, and it's got these.
Hooks.
No, it's like what are those, Nick? They're like a hinge with like little struts that pop up.
Are they like gas
Really?
struts?
Yeah,
Spring struts?
but you
Okay.
pop it and then push it back down.
Dude.
And pull it up. They've got one built, so you can play with it, try it out yourself
Yeah.
at the Home Depots.
Interesting.
Maybe we need to take a trip today. Go check that out. Am I right? So
pretty great stuff.
No, so that's a good idea. But
So
I
that's
mean,
what I was looking at. Just because I need organization and I need more tools.
correct. So have you checked? Did you check out any of the Husky tools there?
I did. I looked at some of the kits. Got some great kits. They even got some no-name brand kits.
Like
They're trying to steal. Looks like they're trying to steal a little market share from Harbor Freight.
Ooh.
And they've got some really great prices on some very big kits.
So
That if you're just looking for normal tools, that's some great deals.
So I was thinking maybe
Excited.
this is when I order my pegboard because it'll be Black Friday online as well. And I really want to get that Husky pegboard or something.
Yeah.
For more storage, I think is what I want. I have no idea what
I
the
need
heck
to
want.
really just redo my pegboard. Not the pegboard, but where I hang everything.
Oh, okay.
I really need to make it more,
Reorganize it.
a little better.
Okay.
Well-
Not as chaotic as Gabe's. His is his looks like, I'm sorry, it looks like garbage.
Well, that's weird for a guy who's so organized.
It's
though.
not organized. It looks
But I
crazy.
mean, like, for a guy who's so obsessed with organizing
It looks
everything.
weirdly eclectic
it
on
does.
that wall.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
what are
mean-
these tools? He's like, this is from 1980. This is from 2012. This
But
is
do you
from,
ever
like,
use that?
I'm like, why do you have all these random
No, but I need
tools
to like,
here?
and I'm one to talk. Mine looks like chaos as well.
But yours, but yours.
But
isn't
I look at
yours
mine and
isn't
I go,
displayed.
I know that mine is chaotic, and I want to make it better. Like I want to make it a little more organized.
Oh, Ricky's suggesting some, like,
Oh yeah, that
adjustable
one
scaffolds.
too. So I have one of those in my garage, and it's one of the greatest things I've ever bought, and probably the most indispensable tool in my garage is that Gorilla Step. Do you have one yet, Dane, for yours?
I've got a what is it? The little mighty whatever ladder that can like fold into a lot of different things.
Yeah, but you should get one
But
of
I
those.
don't have a
You
platform.
will use. I used mine this last night hanging Christmas lights
That's cool.
because it's I
Much
can
more
stand on it,
stable
and
than
it's
a
just
ladder.
right there, and then
yeah.
I can move across because I've got model not only my arms width on either side, but then the actual 3 feet or whatever that I can walk over and hang my Christmas lights, and then I hop down, slide it over, pop back up.
That's not bad.
When does
It's-
when
it's
do the
great.
deals start for like Home Depot
Some of them
and-
are going now, but I know on Black Friday they usually do an additional discount.
Yeah.
Usually,
Yeah, day of they
on
tend
that.
to
so
throw some extra stuff.
Because that's my like literally Home Depot would be my only stop. That's the
Me
only
too.
place I'm
Yeah.
going to in person. I think
They're one of the few places left that actually has stuff that I've seen that I know they didn't just mark
and
up
it's
to
just
mark
not
down
as
again.
chaotic as you think it would be. Because I've
Right.
gone to several Black Fridays where they're at that Eagle
Speak for
Home
yourself.
Depot.
When I used to work there, it was a nightmare. But oh, there were definitely times.
I feel like it's just
Now,
not as bad lately.
I'd like to check out and see what Lowe's is doing because they now have the whole Flex line.
They do.
So they have all the Flex power
Good for
tools.
them.
They
So-
do. And the Ego tools.
and all the Ego tools.
Because that's what's funny is that so Home Depot also for a while before Flex bought out Ego or Flex or however that whole thing
Yeah,
system
so I was
worked.
talking to Chris Metcalf at SEMA when all this about what all went
Lowe's
down.
was selling Ego blowers.
Yeah.
Well, not Lowe's, but Home Depot was
Home
selling
Depot
Ego.
was selling Egos, so was Lowe's, and Home Depot when the company the parent company that holds Evo basically said, "Hey, we're going to give you all of Flex, bring this whole power tool line," and they cut Home Depot out of it.
Yeah.
And Home Depot said, "Whoa, what the heck? You're not going to let us carry those power tools too?" And they said, "Well, we signed this deal with Lowe's." So then Home Depot came back and said, "Fine, come pick up all your Ego stuff. We don't want it anymore."
Really?
And it was overnight.
Dang.
They literally
Shifted.
just said, "We're done."
That was
We're not
always the
carrying it."
interesting thing working there was like when certain product lines were introduced or taken away that I was working merchandising execution, so we'd be there like odd hours sometimes, and you just see like random people coming in and taking everything, but only from a specific line, and then leaving everything bare, and they're like, "Yeah, that's the store's problem to figure out how to organize it now. We're just taking it and leaving." It's like, oh, it felt kind of weird, but at the same time, that's the way it works.
They literally did that. They pulled mowers, they
Yeah.
pulled blowers, they pulled everything, the
Yeah.
entire Ego line out of all the stores, and just said, "That's fine. We're not doing it then. If you're not going to help us and carry that, then we're not going to carry it." So pretty crazy, but go to Lowe's, check out all the new Flex line of power tools, which it's pretty great. They've got some nice stuff.
They do have really good stuff. So outside of that, so maybe we'll do some shopping. But I guess let's go ahead and jump into a few weekends.
Yeah,
here.
the rigid vacuum deal.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty crazy. That they've got one that I've been using. I'm on my third one.
Which one is it? The 4 horsepower?
It's the 4 horsepower, 6 gallon. So nice, small, simple size.
Yeah, like a more compact.
This thing sucks though.
It works great.
it
sucks amazing.
It's got some power.
Yeah. Nice size, easy to use, small, doesn't take up a lot of space. This is the best part about it. I'm on my 3rd replacement. I've just used the warranty.
So you didn't
Really?
have to buy any.
I've literally emailed
using the
them
warranty.
Are you
pictures.
changing out filters at this point?
All I've had to no, like I've changed filters.
Levi's like, there's filters.
It's just
Yeah.
like
No, seriously. My motor started making a noise.
Yeah.
Like a really high pitched squeal.
Yeah.
It was ear piercing. Like I could hear it through my headphones and stuff. And so I took it apart just to make sure there's nothing stuck in the blower fan or anything, and took pictures of it, emailed it to him. I got a brand new vacuum sent to me. And then I did it again like a year later. So I've got 3, I've gone through 3 in 3 years. But just using the warranty, it's $50. And I've gone through 3 vacuums. So pretty great stuff. Really impressed with it. And it's a good vacuum. It's just every one of them has had that. It gets to a point, I think the bearing goes out in the motor.
Yeah.
And then but I'm using it a lot. I'm using it more than most
that's
people
good.
would use a vacuum at their house. A shop vac. Right?
Fair.
You know.
So
all right.
Well,
So
anyway,
weekends.
Dane, you want to lead us off?
I mean, I didn't get up to too much, but I did some stuff. Hung out with family. Got together with my aunt Maylee and Kelly, and we all just kind of
Love
had a
them.
nice.
They're my
I love
favorite
Kelly.
band.
together.
She's one of my
I
favorites.
love those guys. They're great. But we had ourselves a nice brunch. Kelly has a house out in Cuna, so they were originally splitting their time between San Francisco and there, but now they've kind of like moved there and they do their jobs remotely now. So they actually really like Cuna. So happy with that. But we had some like delicious empanadas from this place in Meridian. They found some restaurants they really like an Argentinian place. So we had
Where
brunch
at?
with empanadas. I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Downtown Meridian? Or like,
It's an empanada place in Meridian. It's an Argentinian
well, what's the
restaurant.
location?
I don't know.
But you went there?
No. They had the food. They brought the food to their house, and we had it at their house.
yeah, because we were like, Dane, you were there eating food
No,
at the
I
place.
don't know where it was
heck?
because
They just brought it
picked
in.
it up and they brought it. Sorry, what's that, Nick? It might have been the Empanada Club. Might have been.
So-
but they were amazing.
Well, so you're
good.
a chimichanga guy, right?
I do love me a good chimmy.
So are you
As
so
evidence.
Would you say that the empanadas were as good, if not better, than what you normally would expect from a chimichanga?
As a chimichanga fan, I was actually blown away by these empanadas because, if I'm honest, I had never had an empanada that wasn't like a dessert style empanada. I'd never had savory
a meat
empanada. They were all
empanada.
sweet. Like I had empanadas before that were, like apple.
Yeah,
you know,
they're just like
cobbler
they're basically like
type
the little
ones.
apple pies you buy at the grocery store
Like you get
for
the
99
little apple
cents.
pies or whatever.
Yeah.
These were more like a little
Meat pie?
meat pie essentially.
Yeah.
But
No.
oh my God, they were so good, delicious. Like
Okay.
just the best beef in them and stuff. It was amazing. But
Dane's
I can't
Empanada
really-
Club.
I
Join
can't Really
today. You get 10%
articulate
off.
exactly what made it so great, but
Well,
they had chimichurri sauce on them. And
I'm
they were just
imagining us,
fantastic.
right? In black booty, right?
Okay.
And going down, getting ourselves some Express
Yes,
Cafe,
Ricky. Yeah.
and then going for some empanadas, right? Right afterwards.
That sounds like a delicious breakfast. Not only we get chicken fried steak, we get some cake donuts. Then we head over. Not only do we get the savory, as Dane likes to call them, empanadas, but we're going to get some sweet ones too.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Yeah.
great.
No,
I like
so
that.
I'm just saying, shout out that restaurant. Nick's probably right, Empanada Club in Meridian, Idaho, but they were fantastic. Just great.
Okay.
So
Delightful.
we had that, but also had a lot of fixins that Maylee and Kelly put together as well. Great stuff. And then after that, Kelly stayed behind. I think she had to work on some stuff. But Maylee came with my family and I. I'd already seen this before, but none of them had seen it. They wanted to go watch No Time to Die, the James Bond movie. So I saw it a second time. I
So did
enjoyed
you drive
it every
them
bit
all
as
in the
much
van?
the second time.
Did you take the whole family in the van?
No. They rode in
That's
their
a-
own cars because we all went separately because we had to go to our houses and let the pets out. And then that
What
kinda
did
stuff.
Kelly think of the van?
Kelly loved the van. I
I
showed
think
Kelly the
that
van
Kelly
and she was
would
like,
love it.
"This is awesome!"
Yeah.
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 No, so that was pretty great.
Yeah.
But everybody's always surprised by how big it is inside.
Oh, it's
'Cause they're like,
massive.
"Oh, it's just this little." Oh my gosh, there's a lot of room in there. Yeah, no, that's great. But saw the movie and everybody enjoyed it. I liked it just as much the second time, so I
Yeah.
still give it my stamp of approval.
I
but-
still have not seen it.
Yeah,
I haven't
so
seen it either.
Anthony, I didn't realize this. I had all my notifications and everything muted, but I saw a picture of my van in the parking lot after I got out and went, wait a second. Apparently Anthony spotted me. What were you doing there?
I was at the movie theater as well.
Oh, well, this is a part where I'm not going to segue fully out of my thing, but what did you see?
Well, I saw the Eternals.
Oh, okay.
Not to be confused with the externals or the internals.
Oh, dear.
So those are
Oh,
those
no.
those clips can be found on different websites. But I mean,
Based
yeah.
on the tone of your voice, I'm guessing you didn't like it?
Yeah, no, I'll go into a little bit more, but I mean, yeah, basically,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
they were Eternals, yeah,
Okay.
Eternals with Angelina Jolie, not
Yeah.
Internals with Angelina Jolie. So, what do we got here?
Yes.
Dane's Empanada Club has a very risque secret handshake from G.
This is why I love doing these live, because you never know what's going to pop up there.
I know.
So-
So continue on. What else did you do the weekend?
Yeah. So we did that with our Saturday, which was lovely. Then on Saturday night, I decided I was just going to binge through all of the Netflix live action Cowboy Bebop, which was a real mixed bag because I'd heard a
Wow.
lot of people complaining on the internet. I'm someone who watched the anime when I was like a young
Toddler,
teenager.
yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't that young.
Oh, sorry.
I watched it when I was like
A young teen.
young teen. So it was formative for me. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I like the storytelling, and obviously it got me like more into music and stuff like that too,
Okay,
because
yeah.
that's a very strong part of the show. The live action thing, the best way I can describe it is it's sort of like if there was a sci-fi original series
Yeah.
made out of it. Budget wise, that's kind of where it
Sharknado.
felt like it was at. It also kind of felt like it was just a bunch of cosplayers acting sometimes, which was it's a little iffy. But I will say, for all the harsh things that are being said on the internet, as its own thing, if you just forget the anime for a second and treat it like it's its own thing, you might actually enjoy it if you like campy, space western-y kind of stuff. Like if you like Firefly and things like that, you may actually like it. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, it's easy to get stuck in these, rabbit holes of people just, talking down on everything, but it's fun. And I feel like G is going to watch like half an episode and go like, Dane, you're wrong. It's terrible. Whatever. That's fine. Like I can definitely say the first episode's going to be hard for people, but yeah. So thank you, G, for that one. But I will say the part that made it hard for me was I enjoyed once I got into the middle of the Cowboy Bebop series. They're only like 25 minutes an episode, so they're all pretty quick, fly by. And there's only 10 of them, except for the last episode, which is twice as long. And the last episode is where it gets really weird and really different from where the anime was, because it's like using the same characters but different interpretations made like more muted for live action, because you can't do some of the stuff that happens in an animation versus live action. But I get it. Like the choices they made were interesting at times, but I felt like they were at least trying to do something different, because I'm one of those people who, like, whether it's a cover of a song or remake of a classic show or movie or whatever, I don't like it when they just do the exact same thing beat for beat, because at that point, why are you even bothering to do it then? Like, what's the point? Unless you're going to say something different with what you're doing. That's my opinion as an artist. But I appreciate when someone does something different. And in this case, it did, but I don't know if they really stuck the landing.
Okay.
And the last 30 seconds of the final episode of the Cowboy Bebop live action show almost made me hate everything else, like the whole show. Like the last 30 seconds were the most excruciating thing I've seen in a long time. And I really regretted seeing that part because there's one character they didn't show through the whole thing. And then you're like, wow, it's really interesting. They didn't include this character. And in the last like 40, 30 seconds, they suddenly show that character and you go, oh no, oh no, oh no. It's that bad. So anyway, I'm just saying your mileage may vary. If you like that stuff, give it a chance. If you like something campy, just know it is going to be a little cheesy. But music's awesome. That stuff, it's fun in that way. But just know you're not getting like some Netflix stuff is like very high budget and all that. This one feels more like low to mid budget feel to it. So interesting. But I thought the characterizations were actually not bad. So I won't go too deep into that, but make your own opinion about it. Don't necessarily let the internet decide for you. Other than that, I also watched the Netflix show Red Notice. They did that movie that had The Rock, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds all together in a movie, which if you like those people, yeah, get exactly that kind of movie. Like,
Nice.
if you like Ryan Reynolds, it's very Ryan Reynolds-y and it's very The Rocky. So it's fun. Kind of forgettable at the end, but it's fun. And actually, Gal Gadot is like way more fun in this one than she is in some of the other stuff I've seen her in. She actually like seems to be enjoying playing the character and just doing her thing. So all of it was really fun.
Yeah.
Kind of an adventure-y kind of movie, little Indiana Jones-y, little Sahara-y, that kind of thing. So yeah, I would say that one's a fun watch, and you won't regret watching it if you do.
Yeah.
Other than that, pretty much just doing stuff around the house, cleaning up, and also getting some more sales requests on the truck, because I've had a lot of offers coming in.
But it's not quite
Mixed
what you're
bag.
looking for. Yeah.
I get people who are like on eBay who are like, I'll give you 75 grand. And I'm like, well, that's even less than what the truck non-modified costs,
Yeah.
you know. And for 9,000 miles on it, they're going for more than that, just totally bone stock. So that's not what we're looking at here. But
Yep,
JB,
that's
yeah.
JB, that's where I was.
And that's fair. And that's totally valid. Like, I'm not saying that's invalid. That's totally valid. But as far as the truck goes, I had mixed stuff. But then I had some higher offers.
That's
but
good.
from some people who were like closer to where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
But some of them weren't quite budging. I am flexible on price, but I got this one guy. He offered 118. So I'm
good
hoping
deal.
that one
Yeah.
sticks. And he's going to fly into town this week. I may see something by the end of the week.
So let's say
time
you
will
sell the truck.
Yeah.
You're going to take that money, pay some taxes with it.
Pay the taxes, pay off bills, clear out credit cards, that kind of stuff. Just
And then
clean slate it.
mid-century modern house in the Highlands. Is that what we're talking about?
That
whole
money
roof.
cannot
That
stretch
is
that
the
far.
mid-century modern redesign of his house.
I cannot
Central
afford
courtyard.
to do the
Central
things
courtyard.
I
It's
would
a
want to
2x2
do to
central
my house.
courtyard.
Technically, you can. You're going to have enough money to hire a contractor
No,
to finish
that money
all the
would
stuff.
not go far.
finish
The kinds
all
of
the
things
stuff on
that
your
I
house.
like to do to houses, they all just happen to be expensive. And I don't like them because they're expensive. It's just I happen to like them, and the other
You're a
people who
man of
happen to like
acquired.
them usually have
You're
way
a
too
man
much
of
money to throw at
acquired
that kind of
tastes.
thing.
I mean, higher tastes.
I'm not trying to come across as elitist or douchey about it, but there's just stuff I like that I can't do with my house. So I just got to accept that. and wait longer and save up longer until I can do
Okay.
something. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Very cool.
But yeah, no, that was the extent of my weekend. I do want to hear more about your Eternals review and what else you did this weekend. What's going on over there, Anthony?
All right. I'll try to
I'm
make
a little
this,
concerned based
I'll
on your
make
tone
this
of
a
voice.
little. Try to make this as exciting
was
as
me.
possible. So my weekend started out Friday evening, right?
Yeah.
Had a thing with my wife, right? Had to go do a quick appointment, and then after that, surprisingly enough, we were already downtown. We had booked a mini shoot, right? It's like a mini shoot for Lucy, right? For my
Okay,
daughter.
but you already did one. of those.
Correct. This is a Christmas theme shoot for our Christmas
okay.
cards,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
And
Got
so
a few of them. Huh?
apparently there's like some like pop-up photographers. What they do is they run specials during holidays where they say, hey, like 30 minutes for like $50.
Right.
Like
Come
we'll
on
take,
in.
we'll, we'll take as many photos as we can.
We'll charge you for only 10 of them.
Yeah.
Do they
Or-
like
or-
have a set location in mind?
You
and
can
people
only
just
pick,
show
like,
up
10.
there?
Yeah,
How's that?
We'll take 1,000.
something like that. But like basically, this lady, she just does this every year. It's like she's not. Like, this isn't her. I think it's like her business, but not really.
It's like a
Yeah.
side
What she
hustle.
does
Side hustle.
is she'll like do outdoor photography and go take like family photos outside. But what she did for this one, she rented an Airbnb, right? That was kind of near downtown there, kind of close to like Joe's Crab Shack area downtown there.
That's
by
Garden City.
Whitewater, whatever it is.
That's Garden City.
By Maine,
That's Garden City.
27th and Maine.
Yep, that's near Garden City.
Okay, so Garden City,
Okay.
whatever it was. Regardless, so she rented out like a place there. It was super cool, man. This Airbnb, it's like the cutest, most picturesque Airbnb I think I've ever been in my life.
It's on Woodlawn Avenue, Pleasanton,
I don't know what it was on, but
Madison.
super cute, right? Like you walk in, it was basically a garage they converted to an Airbnb,
Yeah.
right? They have a bed there, they have couch, they have everything you need, whole little kitchenette, dining area, huge bathroom. The bathroom was half the size of the house, right? So what's super cool about
Did
it
you
though,
use the
Interesting
bathroom while you were there?
priorities.
I did. And so
very
what's
nice.
super cool is you
Yes,
walk
Jay.
into this quaint little Airbnb and the floors are polished concrete.
Okay.
And I love polished concrete.
Oh, yeah.
Like
That's
I'm
awesome.
literally obsessed with
Just
the
don't
look.
get it wet. You'll slip and die.
I like love the look of it. But then what's cool is that the bathroom, all tiled out, all super nice, heated floors right when you walk into the bathroom. But it was one of those bathrooms that had a giant shower and bath area that basically had the bath built into its own platform with the shower next to it.
Yeah.
So like,
So while you were taking a shower, you could watch somebody take a bath.
like yeah,
And vice versa.
Like it's that big.
It's that kind of house. Got it.
It's like a bathhouse.
Yeah, that was a great.
Describe it.
Yeah,
It's-
I have a great
and-
aunt who hosts Thanksgiving at hers.
So apparently that's what they do on this house. They basically everybody rents it, not even to sleep in for an Airbnb. Everybody rents it for photo shoots. That's literally what people do.
Impressive.
So
Well, photographers and videographers want space, and apparently it provides that.
went there, took some cute Christmas card photos. Lucy looks super cute. Yeah, she just it's adorable. That was during
Yeah.
that major thunderstorm that passed.
Oh,
through.
nice. Yeah.
So it tried not to get all wet. But then after that was a pretty chill night, pretty nice evening. Just kind of went home, let Katie sleep, took care of the baby. I would say that we're finding more time to sleep in weird areas now, weird
Yeah,
times.
you start getting a rhythm.
It's a rhythm, but not really a rhythm. I don't know how to describe it, but we are trying to find more sleep, but it's still tough.
I
'cause
think
it's
you guys
never
are more
enough.
relaxed. Like,
Yeah.
you're the first month. You don't know what to expect.
peaking.
So your sleep isn't deep.
Yeah.
It's very light sleep because you're waiting for any noise or shift in temperature or anything. So you're awake.
Yeah.
So what you're probably getting into is the fact that you now are getting accustomed to those noises, those quirks, the things, and your body is letting you sleep a little deeper
Yeah.
when you are getting that sleep.
The alert level has gone down a little.
Yeah. So, no, we're just realizing our daughter's very needy. She likes being held all the time. She likes being touched. She likes constant affection. She needs things like that. She doesn't like being left alone.
Yeah.
Not her idea of a good time.
Clinging.
So, when she likes to sleep on us. We have been trying to train her to sleep on her own, but it's so funny. She could be dead asleep.
So do you
I'm
guys
talking
have
like
a boppy?
yeah. We got
Have you tried
yeah.
putting the boppy on her and then like kind of slowly slide the boppy over and putting her in the boppy?
So we have it's kind of like a bobby, but not really. It's like
Okay.
it's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how
It's
to
a big
describe it.
pillow.
It's like a pillow, but like, and we can have her on me and then put her next to the couch, and she can usually be fine if she's in the vicinity of me. But the second I set her, like, if I set her in her bassinet and be like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom,
Yeah,
right?
and she's like
all I do is I walk into the living room and all I see is these hands sticking out, from the bassinet, and I'm like, how? You were literally drooling asleep.
Yeah.
I mean, you were so dead asleep that
you were
like
snoring.
it's not even possible, right? And then I just see the hands moving, and I go, dang it.
So that's going to be a weighted blanket person when they grow up.
Probably. And but she's super cute, man. She's just getting cuter, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she's at the point now, she's getting chunky. Her legs are getting chunkier. Face is getting chunkier. And she's like, she's starting to like smile more.
Yeah.
And man, dude, when she smiles,
Wrecks you, huh?
wrecks me. Nothing I can do. Like, literally, it paralyzes me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yeah, I can't, there's nothing I can do about it. It just melts me into the ground. So it's the cutest thing ever. So she's doing great though. That good. Katie and her are both doing really good. And so I'm really happy. It just, it took a while to get adjusted, and it sucks because we only have a little bit of time left before Katie has to go back to work, and we're going to try to figure that out.
You're moving into the next phase, the expensive
We're gonna
phase.
figure that out. I don't know how that's gonna go. We're gonna try to figure it out in some way, shape, or form. So we got that going on, and then Saturday was I got stuff done around the house, mowed the lawn, did things like that. Was great is that I haven't mowed the lawn for almost a month and a half now. Right. There's been no need to.
I did that last weekend. Water's
off, hasn't been growing. Yeah. But what I did is, remember how I told you guys I was fertilizing? Mm-hmm. I ended up overseeding, and I reseeded a lot of my front lawn just to do it, just to build it up.
Right.
It is looking thick.
Nice.
I mean, when I mowed this, like, I'm talking like, when you just look at the grass and you go, oh, there's so many.
That's like carpet now.
Like the
nice.
GSM.
Yeah, that's how mine was.
Dude,
yeah.
I'm like, this GSM is dense right now.
It was killing my mower. That's how thick the grass was.
That's what I was noticing as I was mowing. I'm like, dude, it's not wet grass, but it's bogging down. Yeah. And I'm like, the Honda's never had this issue. It's a Honda.
It's a Honda 160.
So I lifted it up, but after I finished mowing a strip, I'm looking back at the grass going, holy crap.
Yeah, it looks nice.
This is dense. This is the most dense it's ever been. So, because I basically just reseeded everything, thinking, what's the worst that's going to happen, right? Because I had to patch seed some areas anyways. Very thick. I'm so jacked up on it. And so backyard's a different story. Front yard looks great, though. So
my backyard's the same way.
Yeah, did that. And knocked out some other stuff just around the house. I basically had to move some stuff. I have a giant barn door sitting in my garage. Mm-hmm. I have a giant other piece of wood that I don't know what to do with. We're getting a barn door installed on our bathroom, but it's such a slippery slope. We tried to do all this house stuff. Things got pushed back because material supplies, everything. And I said, Katie, all right, the barn door's here. How do we get this installed?
So is this the into the bathroom?
Master bathroom, bedroom.
Okay.
There's no door.
Okay, there's no door there originally.
Yeah.
You're going to put a door in.
We're going to put a barn door.
But then there's an actual locking door in the
big bathroom
toilet stall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that was the one you locked yourself in.
Yeah, that's when I locked myself in. Correct.
Just making sure.
So we need to stain the door.
I just know your stance on barn doors next to toilets.
No.
Right, yeah.
So I was trying to. I wanted to make sure I knew where the barn door was going, because I was like, Anthony, this is an affront to your beliefs.
Well, there's just no way
you're putting it in your own home.
I'm okay with the ventilation of a barn door, but in terms of overall visual privacy, I'm not about it, because there's just ways to get around it.
Right, yeah.
And I don't trust it.
It's one of the things you guys recall whenever we're on the road. That's one of the standards Anthony holds at pretty much the highest level when it comes to staying at a hotel.
Yeah.
Do they have a barn door over the bathroom?
Yeah, I don't mess with that, man.
I seem to remember a particular hotel, either the Paramus one or something like that.
It's awkward.
The Paramus one had it. The Monterey Hotel had it.
Did Alpharetta have it?
No, Alpharetta did not. The one that the other one that did. The fancy hotel we stayed in Seattle with the robot.
Right.
Had that.
Yeah, that's a fun story. Go back and watch that podcast.
Well, the
hear
frosted
about the
glass,
robot.
Like I'm like, dude, I'm like, it's already awkward, especially if you're staying with somebody you don't really
Yeah.
know that well, and then you throw a barn door on it with an open bathroom situation or an open toilet situation or just a shower
There's a
in general.
gap like that.
I'm like, and then I'm like, okay, cool. Is there a fan inside this bathroom? Oh, there's no fan.
no, just totally exposed.
Yeah.
Like
The airflow
So
goes
are
into
you
the rest of the
trying
room.
and auditorily.
How many people are coming to hang out in our room?
Hourly.
5? Oh, great.
Cool. So I'll
Okay.
go to the bathroom downstairs in the lobby, I guess, right? So anyway, moving on.
So
Highly
you're putting the barn door,
but
in the bathroom.
got to stain it, right?
Yeah.
So I said, when am I going to have time to stain this? I have no
Correct.
idea.
Yeah.
So I indefinitely have a,
I can't post that, G. But I can laugh at it.
So I, at this point, have a permanent barn door just sitting next to some shelving
Yeah.
at my house.
Okay.
In my garage. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
It's one thing after another that builds up and builds up. I'm starting to lose it a little bit with the whole garage situation.
dear.
But the rest of the night was nice. Went and saw the Eternals, right? So movie review on that.
What's the damage?
Is it worth seeing? Probably. It is in the Marvel universe, right? They are trying to bring a lot of it together, and they're trying to connect a lot of ties through this movie. The problem with the movie is that I think the cast is crappy. I think that who they chose to cast it were very unmemorable characters.
Well,
I
it's hard
can't
'cause you have
can't visualize what they even looked like at this point because that's just
Salma Hayek, Kumail Nanjiani, Angelina Jolie, like they were all just flat.
their characters.
The King of the North, Rob Stark.
They're
So it was poorly written.
maybe if it was poorly written, I'm not sure, but I know that their line delivery was always tacky. It was always cheesy. It didn't feel
That
natural.
can sometimes
at all.
be directing, though. That makes them do that.
I feel
that
like
way.
the set design, I feel like that was super lackluster. It feels like they kind of just half-assed certain things and said hey, we're just going to work with what we got here.
Did it
This
feel
looks-
like they were trying to do too much with a?
Well, and the
Time they were
story
given.
of the Eternals is massive, right?
That's
Like,
what I
I mean,
heard.
there's a lot of time to cover with these people. It's just there's a lot of I don't know.
Probably
It's-
could have been like a Disney Plus series.
It,
is what
it
it
should
could
have
have been.
absolutely been a Disney Plus series.
They did it with all the others.
And
Why couldn't
honestly, they probably should have used the same cast because I would imagine it would have cost the same.
Yeah. They probably could have done
Because-
5, 6 episodes, 6 hours.
Well, it's just
Explain the
I'm
story a
telling
little
you
more.
Guys, they're not memorable people. Even
That's fair.
Angelina
That's
Jolie's
fair.
part in it, not memorable. And you're gonna watch this and think, well, first off, I wish they chose different people that I had more fun with, right? And then second, their powers are kind of stupid. They're
Yeah.
the most plain Jane superpowers that a superhero can have. It's basically kind of like, hi, I want to be a superhero. Cool. What do you want to have? Super speed, super strength, or laser eyes? I don't know. Laser eyes? Cool. Well, we also have to make you fly just because it's kind of like a accessory to the laser eyes. Well, Superman has that. Yeah, well, we're working with what we got here, right?
Okay.
So you're going to see what I mean. The powers are
Superman's
lackluster.
DC, but-
Considering who they are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they should be gods. They should be literally the most powerful
Yeah,
beings.
right.
That was my
there,
impression.
right? But I think that
But I didn't read
Thor,
the
I think
comics on
Iron
this.
Man, I think that the Hulk could beat the crap out of any one of these guys, right? And there's a lot of holes that you need filled.
Right.
Now they try to bring everything back together. The storyline is interesting, but they try to bring everything together, and they make a lot of references to the Marvel Universe and the Avengers through things like that. What the movie needed a cameo from a greater Marvel character. So it built some clout,
Little clout, yeah.
and it built something that people could work off of. But the fact that none of the characters were memorable and the powers sucked, and it was a 2 hour movie, 2 hour and 15-minute movie, whatever it was, it's a lot to sit through for not being entertained.
But you started this review by saying, should you watch it? Probably. And now I'm getting the impression I probably shouldn't.
No,
bother.
you should watch it because it will open your mind up to a lot of other reasonings in
Okay.
the Marvel universe, right?
For why they're doing what they're doing.
For
with
why
the
they're doing
storyline.
what they're doing and
'Cause
why
it is
other
different
people
from
did
the
what they
comics
did
a little bit.
with the snap of a finger,
Okay.
right? So there's some things there where you're like, oh, that's interesting. I wish you could have just told me that. You didn't have to make it a
They could have
2
just
hour
sent an
movie
email.
about it,
Yeah.
right?
But you have not watched the What If series.
So I started watching it,
Okay.
but I haven't made it very far.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
and it's also because it also takes a lot of concentration because they go fast. in
Yeah,
it.
you're a little busy
So,
right now.
yeah, basically how the movie felt is hey, the Eternals cast was kind of crappy. We're going to recast the characters and hope nobody notices in the future movies. It's going to be one of those situations, I think.
Oof.
So we'll see what happens. But watch that. Went to the movie theater, saw Dane's van.
You're welcome,
Gee,
G.
I'm not trying to save you money because I think that the theory that you'll be able to build after seeing the movie is worth the $25. It's just a matter of you watch it and you tell me if you think those characters are
Wait
memorable.
till it comes out on Disney Plus.
Jay, the impression I get is not to recommend anything to you in particular.
Then you'd save the
I
money
just
anyway,
simply
'cause it'd
say
be
if
free.
I enjoy something or not, and you decide if you do. It could be a totally different thing based on your own past experiences and what you have tolerance
I'm a
for.
big fan of the MCU, and I would like to watch the Eternals, but reading some of the stuff has me kind of worried.
Yeah, no,
So I'm going to
same.
wait till it comes to Disney Plus.
Well, it's not you're not in any rush to go see
Right,
it,
yeah.
and I think that there will be some ties that will be cleared up here shortly, probably in some upcoming movies. But dang it, man, I just
Missed
there was
opportunity.
a lot of it could have been great.
yeah.
It could have been great.
Speaking
but
of Jon
wasn't.
Snow, how was his character? Just kind of
He was
forgettable.
barely in it.
He's not in it.
Selma Hayek
He's
was
like
barely in it.
That's why I was
not-
like, oh, Selma Hayek's
Jon-
great, and then
no,
you're like,
Jon
she's
Snow's
not
in it. Jon Snow's
I'm like,
in
He
it.
oh.
is?
Yeah,
Because
he's in
Rob's
it.
in it.
Yeah, no, he's barely in it.
He's
And
one of
he-
the gods.
and he alludes to something.
Isn't he the one that can fly and can shoot his
No.
fingers?
Well,
No.
I heard some spoiler stuff.
got
so
the
I don't
finger
wanna ruin
guns?
It for somebody who
So
wants to
Jon
watch.
Snow's character is in it, but not in it. But there's some interesting stuff with him.
So G just summarized basically how this has been going.
Oh, well, I
See,
haven't thought that.
I like
thought
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. I like that one a lot.
Yeah,
Shang-Chi was like fun to watch. Super memorable. I'm on the
it's
fence about it,
more.
but it was
Trust
fun to
me,
think
watch.
very
it's more,
memorable.
It's more memorable than the Eternals,
Especially when you
man.
watch it 3 times in a weekend. It's great.
Oh,
So continuing
Well, I
on,
Very
isolate
memorable
those
movies.
So Katie actually,
Yeah.
where Katie's dad was in town for the weekend, so she
Okay.
ended up watching Lucy while me and Katie went to go see a
Oh,
movie.
nice.
That was
Very
our first
nice.
time going out
Yeah,
together.
feels good, right? But then all you can think about is getting back home.
Yeah,
Weird
it
when you're
was-
like, should we go get some food? No, let's just go home.
Yeah, we need to get home, make sure
Yeah.
that her dad didn't fall asleep.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. It's a very strange feeling that first time you get to go out because
So-
you realize you don't really care to be out. You're like, let's just go back home.
But he is really helpful, and he's actually, because he kind of recently retired, and so he's wanting to actually move back up to Boise for
timing.
a few months to help out with Lucy.
That'll be good.
Maybe in January.
Yeah.
Which would be nice. And so fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that can be a thing.
sticking around for like a month or a little longer than that. Like, how long is he planning on being?
So he might
around
be
to help?
living here because he lives in Arizona right now, but he wants to move back down to Panama. But he's wanting to live here maybe for 3 to 6 months.
Nice.
Which would be helpful.
Yeah.
We'll be able to hopefully find our ground, in that time,
Yeah.
maybe. So,
Cool.
with that said, though, so we did that, came home, pretty chill night, and then Sunday I woke up and I went to go pick up a pair of seats. And so I should have sent Dane a video of this, but I picked up a pair of Evo 9 SE Recaro seats out of an Evo 9. And so I bought these used from a friend of mine who does time attacks with Evos. He has a massive shop. I mean,
bro.
literally a garage build that you guys will lose it once it's done completely.
Great garage for relatable garage.
Oh,
It
there's
is
nothing relatable.
not
about it
relatable
based on what
at
he's been
all.
telling me.
This shop, this garage is one of the most insane setups I've ever seen.
Did you get a square footage from him?
I didn't get a square footage, but I will probably share pictures maybe in an upcoming podcast.
Okay.
But basically, it is a full-on race shop with a spray booth area, right? Wash bay area, drainage, downward drafting, air, right? Built-in air compressor lines along the entire building, a mezzanine, a built-in 1,300 square foot apartment just cause he wanted to have it, right?
The ultimate
An
barn
industrial
dominium.
bathroom that you walk in with like porta potties on the walls,
gosh.
literally like a dream shop, in-ground lift, 4-post lift, all the cool stuff. The ceilings are the tallest ceilings. I don't even know how tall these freaking things were. But anyways, it's still under construction. He's building this out, and he's been building it for the past couple years. But I think the coolest part about this garage, right, once it's all said and done and everything gets put together, the one thing that nobody has thought of, well, not nobody's thought of it, but nobody has really done in the obsessed garage world and what's been seen, is the heated floors.
Yeah.
Right? Heated concrete flooring throughout the entire shop.
We were in Charlie Hutton's shop last week.
Yeah.
heated floors.
Yeah.
Nice.
Does he
Very
have heated
nice,
floors
yeah.
inside
Yes,
that shop?
Heated floors in his shop.
So it's something that not a lot of people do.
No.
But for a lot of the obsessed garage guys that are building these houses from ground up and all
Yeah.
that, I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
Charlie said the reason was he got tired of when he'd like sit on a floor or something when they'd be sanding or they're polishing.
Ice cold.
And it was always cold.
It's not fun.
And so he did the heated floors. He's like, now you can sit down 72 degrees, 68 degrees. He's like,
and then
it's
the
perfect.
heat rises, right?
Yep.
And
That's just the right size for an individual. His shop is
perfect.
So I'll have to show you some pictures, but my main goal of picking up these seats were that the SE seats are Recaros, like the standard Recaros that you'd see in an Evo with the Alcantara leather mix with like kind of like a mesh. And then the mesh is like a 3D fabric mesh that they have that's kind of on the inserts there.
like our Jersey scrubber sponge.
Kind of like that, but these seats are worth like a ton of money. For the fronts and rears, probably like $2,000 in good shape, maybe even more. And I got them, I got them for really cheap. And so my plan is to restore them and bring them back to life. Now they have some blown out stitching. They have some fabric that needs stretched. They have some leather that needs to be color locked, and everything needs to be cleaned up. Alcantara needs to be shaved, all that stuff. So I got them thinking maybe this would be a cool opportunity for a Rag Company video because they're an attractive seat, right? That could be cleaned up, but rather than a boring seat with a lot of different textile, features to them. So I picked them up to restore them. The rear seats are in close to perfect condition.
I mean, they're rear seats from an Evo. Nobody uses those.
Yeah, they're really nice. I just, there's certain tricks that I'm now have become very interested in terms of upholstery work that I need to figure out, right? How to re-dye red stitching, right? Or how to get red stitching to bring color back.
Because it has contrast stitching all throughout these seats, and that's one of the things that makes them unique and special.
Correct. And so I'm like, well, this is interesting. This is kind of a fun project. And if I get them clean enough, then I might put them in my own car, right? But if I can't get them clean enough, I've been thinking of maybe other applications I can do with them, right?
Like the Ram.
The Ram, right?
Or
the other thing that people do,
chair.
honestly, or you just
from an Evo 9.
maybe, or just hoard them, man, because the parts are getting harder and harder to come by, and they're getting worth more. So a lot of times, it's just worth hoarding them.
10 years from now, you just pop them up on whatever eBay is.
Dude.
Well, we all know though that Grant's family is going to be enjoying the comfort of those seats
Recaros
upstairs.
Well,
up
front
in the
and rear,
attic,
there's room for the whole family. So
It's something. It's a little bit of home for them. A little Evo 9 action. They get to sit in them, maybe curl up on one of the back seats.
Yeah,
fair.
So again, worth a lot of money. The one problem I faced is that under close review,
How did you discover this?
One of the seats had already been repaired, right, at some point in its life. They replaced the 3D mesh fabric, which is basically looks like a perforated mesh is what it looks like. Somebody had already gone in and replaced that with perforated leather instead. How I didn't notice this when buying the seats, I have no idea. I assumed it was built up body oil that was just so gross.
Right, because I've seen that. Yeah,
I've seen
the rest of the seat
too. It's disgusting.
It makes sense
right?
when you think that.
You could build up a lot of body oils, right?
Well, and let's say you work at a Bad Boy Burgers, a little grease on your seat after a long shift, cooking up some French fries and hamburgers. You can.
It comes with you.
It's just it's on your pants. It's on your thing. It could be on anything.
So that's what I thought it was.
Right.
And then under closer inspection, I'm like, oh my God, somebody actually already reupholstered this piece with leather, but they didn't do the other side.
But it's like it's like a specific strip. It's not more than about 2 inches wide, and it just kind of snakes along on the inside edge of this bolster.
Yeah.
It's very specific, so somebody had to do a lot of work to like make it cut and stretch it to fit in that little space. But it is very clearly like perforated leather in the way you find in a modern luxury car or something with ventilated seats. It's that kind of thing. Whereas this mesh, when you see the mesh is very different. It's like our Jersey scrubber sponge.
Makes no sense. Literally no sense at all. So my plan for these, I need to go, I'm probably going to clean them up. I am going to do the best I can to track down a fabric. I ordered a fabric I found somehow off of Amazon. I spent like 3 hours researching textiles last night.
Close.
And I got the color. It looks like it's pretty close. I'm going to see if this will work. And then when I take it down to an upholstery shop, I'm going to say, hey, eliminate this leather, replace it with this fabric here, or let's figure something out to try to restore them and bring them back to life. And if that can happen, sweet. Pumped. I'm jacked up. And then I think it just make for a cool transformation, though. It's just a project, right? We'll never lose money on this project. It can only make money. So did that. So I picked those up, had a good conversation with them, and then came back home, and it was just kind of a rest of the hangout day. I went to the garage and actually got to wash my car, right? So I was excited about that. washed the Civic. It just sucks because basically the car has been sitting there, not getting driven because this dirt lot here is almost impossible to get into, and it just sits there every single day. So all the dirt it's collected, it's been all from all the dirty rain, all the frost every morning, more dirt and dust that's settled and accumulated. So I've just been washing a kind of dirty car, not a super dirty car, but washed that and used Hyperseal actually.
Nice.
And so trying to blow through product that had just been sitting for too long. That bottle of Hyperseal is like 2.5 years old, almost 3 years old, needs to be used.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is after sitting for 2.5, 3 years, it still works flawlessly. Yep. Not one issue. Goes on nice and smooth, adds a lot of gloss. Hands down, one of my favorite Optimum products probably ever made.
Nice.
It is.
I'm still upset we never had a chance to actually.
Well, nobody did, man. I mean, it's just you can buy it on Optimum's website, but I feel like that was a huge missed opportunity for a product that looks as good as it looks, works as good as it works, and could have been a very prestigious line in Optimum's.
I fully believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So
because people always ask, and that's why.
Yeah. But yeah, did that. Hung out, watched more TV, watched more movies, watched more everything that I watch every single night. Just trying to keep my baby happy and trying to be the best dad ever. And taking lots of pictures, lots of videos, and I've been trying to do little updates for her so I get out like my good camera.
I'll tell you one of the greatest things. Posting like you did this weekend. You posted some of them on your Facebook. It's kind of nice because it's a gift that keeps on giving.
You get to see it.
I've got a picture of Hadley when she's like a year old.
Those are the
from
memories.
9 years ago. Popped up on my memories today. I was like, oh my gosh, I saved it, sent it to Carly and said, look what just popped up on my feed. Like, I remember this coat that she was wearing. Crazy that 9 years have gone by.
That is crazy.
It's weird. So it's a good move.
It's hard to imagine
fun.
9 years in the future right now.
Right. It's going to be very strange. Like I was telling her, I was like, why did they have to grow up? Because then she was like, look what popped into mine and sent me a picture of Augie. Yeah, and I was like, oh my gosh. I
know. He was such a cute, nice boy.
Yes, he was. He was cute.
Years ago.
A lot of past tense I'm hearing it.
Yeah, so but I've been trying to take like good video, right? And like walk around the house and just take like home movies.
Yeah, that's literally what you're doing.
Like this is what I'm doing today, except now I have a much nicer camera than, my parents had when they were using a camcorder. So it's like really high quality. But I've been going around and just taking video of just what we've been doing, whether it's changing her, whether it's just getting video of, mom and her hanging out, me hanging around the house.
Yeah, that's all important
I
stuff.
wish we were doing more things outside of the house.
You will. As she becomes more portable.
Becomes more portable, yeah. This initial time is just kind of taking care of her and making sure she stays alive. And that's it. So that was my weekend. Levi,
nice.
What'd you do?
Well, Friday night, came home and started working on the car, the T-Bird. Marcus, the painter, came over, and we sanded and worked on the T-Bird some more. Just finishing up some spots.
How many people have put their hands on that car with you?
Just Marcus and myself, and then I also brought a little guest stop in on Thursday night. So actually, no, Thursday night I did that. I had Tom from Buff Bright show up.
Nice, yeah.
And Marcus, and we worked on the car. We got a bunch of it cut out, polished, looking great. And then Friday night, I had Marcus come over again by himself, and we just sanded some more, worked on some spots. Then I got it all polished out, looking good. Then Saturday, got up, had a car to get delivered that I needed to work on. A little FJ Cruiser from my neighbors across the street. They're getting ready to sell it. So he wanted to get all the brush scratches out of it and stuff like that. So I was like, look, Marcus, you can come over on Saturday if you want, but I really have to work on this FJ. So I spent the day working on that while he came over and sanded a couple more spots. Because the hard part is you polish the car out, you sand it flat, you can't really tell if you got all the texture out.
Yeah.
So we have to polish it all back out, hit it with the lights and see. So we had a couple spots where we needed to touch up a couple little areas. So we redid the rear quarter panel on the driver's side. He sanded it. He goes, look, I'll come over and sand it for you. I said, not a problem. So Saturday night, Carly went out, and so it was just me and the kids. So Saturday, I swapped the cars. I pulled the FJ out, put the T-Bird back into the garage.
Okay.
Took the kids to Bad Boy Burgers for dinner. Augie had himself a grilled cheese sandwich. Hadley had a cheeseburger. We had some fries and some shakes. Great time. Then that was on Saturday night. Then I took them down to chip cookies afterwards. Then we came home. They took baths, went to bed. And then I went back out in the garage and worked on polishing out that Thunderbird till about 11:30 at night. I was exhausted. So I came inside, watched a little Fast Five.
Ooh.
I watched the whole thing.
That's
The whole thing.
Well, I
might
bought
very
it.
well be
I-
the most rewatchable
So
one.
I
out of
bought
all.
it, right? I bought it before we went to Monterey and put it on my just in my Amazon.
Gave you
so
more burb
just so I
ideas.
have it for any time that I want to watch. But I actually sat down and watched it.
Is that the Escort? Which
No,
one's Fast,
Fast Five.
That's the one where they haul the safes.
Is Fast
That's
Five
the
with
Dodge.
safes?
Yeah, the
Fast
Dodge
Five, with the
Chargers
train
with the
and
safes, the
and
train,
the train.
the
Big
off-road
bridge jump,
truck,
yeah.
the chase scene with the
Yeah.
Suburbans through the
Yeah.
show.
Favelas
I
and-
haven't seen that one
The
in
favelas.
forever.
Really,
And-
probably the most action-packed.
Might very well be the most rewatchable one. Like
But I
Most
never watched
rewatchable.
it, though.
No,
Everywhere
most
I catch it.
rewatchable. It's arguably the best of the entire series.
That's not true. Tokyo
That's-
Drift is the best. And
Fast Five
in
is
the
the
original.
best because
I saw
that's
Tokyo Drift 4 times in theaters.
because Fast Five is
So
the one.
good.
Fast Five is the one though where they literally. That's when The Rock makes his 1st entrance.
That's where they debut him.
As well as him saying, "Whatever we do, we don't let him get into cars," because that sets the precedent that they're basically superheroes when they're behind the wheel. At that point, once they're behind the wheel, they are immortal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the rest of the time they're not. So pretty crazy. But like Han and
Yeah.
all of them are in it. It's a great. It's and
A lot of camaraderie.
everybody's in
friends.
it. Everybody, the whole gang is there. Really a good team. And so watch that. Then Sunday, got the T-Bird out of the garage, pulled the FJ back in, and finished the FJ. Then called both parties, come get your cars. They're ready to go. And got a big payday on everything, which was nice
Good.
to get some cash for both jobs.
Did it work out worth your time?
Yeah, I probably should have charged more, but the
Okay.
T-Bird's kind of a passion project.
Yeah.
So I'm
And you
taking
said
the,
that up front.
Yeah,
that
and I'm
was
taking the
case for
hit
you.
in the sense that I'm a part of a piece of history,
Greater good.
Yeah.
and it's a greater good.
Yeah.
And but really nice to get that. And then last night we just set up all of our put up all our Christmas gear, put up Christmas lights, got our tree up, did all that stuff with the kids because the kids are off this week. And Augie this morning when he woke up said, "It makes me so happy to have the Christmas tree up." That's all he said when he woke up this morning. I was like,
heartwarming.
"Whew."
Maybe he'll be like me
dodged
and
a
just
bullet there, man. I
leave
was
it up.
worried about something, but he was just he's super excited and happy. And Friday night I took the kids to Saturday night I took the kids to the store, and they each got to spend $5 of their allowance, and Augie used his $5 to buy Carly and I something as Christmas gifts.
Wow.
So really cute kid. Like he had like my gift wrapped up in his coat. He was really bummed that they didn't have a basket. He couldn't find a basket at Fred Meyer's, so he was like had the presents in the coat.
Or he's just
Went up to pay for it himself, and he was like, "Dad, it's $5.30." And I was like, "Oh," I handed him $1, and he put it in and gave me
Maybe
my change
he's
back.
buying some goodwill to make up for something you haven't found out. he's
Quite
done
possibly, you don't know. Sunday, though, my sister-in-law up at Great Harvest said, "I got a box if you want to come get it." I went and got it because the kids were hounding me. We want to go get this box that Heather has for us. It took up the entire back of the Suburban.
What?
My children had to,
A box?
What?
a massive box.
What's
What
in
is
the
in
box?
this box?
It's empty. It's just a box, but just a box to play in. It's about the size of a refrigerator.
Oh, refrigerator
wow.
box is the best.
It's massive. So we put it in the backyard. They're just gonna tear it up and destroy it.
So it's
and
a
all that.
spaceship or clubhouse.
Yeah, it can be
or whatever you
anything.
want it to
So needless to say, they're very excited. Hopefully it'll get them outside while the sun's still out and it's warm.
So what's fun to do with those boxes, right? What I did when I got a refrigerator box as a kid, I laid it on its side, right? So it's a tunnel, right? And what I did is I cut a square in the top, right? And then put a normal box on top of the square and cut a hole in there. So it was basically like a lookout hole, right?
That's a great idea.
So it was a lookout hole, and I had that, and we taped it all together so it was nice and sturdy. And then we built like extra tunnels within this thing. So we basically had like an entire maze.
Yeah.
I think I was probably 9 or 10. No, it was younger than that, maybe 8 or something like that. I was
You're essentially building a submarine.
It's pretty much what it was, man. It was pretty crazy. And you built all these things, and what was cool, Nerf gunfights. When you have that
shelter, modular shelter,
and you have like a pop-up hole that you can shoot people. Oh,
sounds pretty impressive. I'm excited to see what they do. So far, it's filled with bird seed and glue. No idea why.
Has he stabbed any holes in it?
Yeah. There's holes and things in it already. Yeah. So I also found a couple hammers in there.
Okay.
So, he's like,
just
a perfect
little preview.
Anyway, it'll be fun
to
to see. We'll see what they do. They're gonna have fun, but they're off, and then Wednesday we leave for Utah. So
all right,
have a good Thanksgiving. But that's it.
No, that's not so bad.
Not too shabby. Easy.
You got
weekend.
the car finished.
I'm tired. That car. So it's gonna come back here, probably in January. We will have it in the studio, and we will have it for a couple days prior to its unveiling. What you guys are seeing. That shot, hopefully I don't get in trouble for it. It's technically not supposed to be out and visible because it isn't revealed yet, but I think it's not going to be a problem. It's going on the YouTube channel. It's not a big deal. But
that's just between us and the 17 people watching.
So point is, though, this is a huge piece of history, and it is going to the Grand National Roadster Show to be unveiled, and it's one of the coolest projects I've ever been a part of, and I'm very thankful that I was asked to be a part of it. And I'm excited to see what it does this year. So we'll have it in our studio. We'll be able to do some product shots around it because it is actually a really beautiful backdrop.
Oh, no, you can see some
in
of the
paint
detail
and all kinds of stuff. So we can get some cool towel shots, product shots, all that with it. But we're going to do a quick kind of nice show car detail for it, ready to go to GNR, and then, well, that'll be it. So be a good time.
Well, now concluding that, I would also say, speaking of things happening in the studio, tomorrow, surprise.
Our live.
We aren't doing a Q&A this week, but we are giving you something live that's kind of like a Q&A, kind of like a Wash Wednesday, kind of like a car. It's got some things going on. So tomorrow, here in the studio, we're going to have the guys washing a car. I'm going to be at the desk. They may pop
2
in.
2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah, we're going to do it at
Tune in.
When?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. So we're still doing 2 p.m. Glad we got that clarified. So 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time tomorrow, i.e. Tuesday, we're going to be doing a live wash on a vehicle while taking some questions.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be about what's getting washed. It could also be about other stuff. That's fine. But it gives me an opportunity to hang out with you guys while you're washing. I can ask you the questions so you guys can focus on what you're doing, but also give me answers to give back to these guys, which is great.
We'll try some fun products, different things you guys haven't seen before.
So you may see some stuff you haven't seen before, or, it's just a fun time to hang out. So look forward to that. I'm going to be getting the details out later today, but that will be on the main Rag Company channel, so don't miss it. You're going to get a chance to watch that, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So make sure if you know anybody else who wasn't here today who also likes to watch these things, let them know about it too, and we'll try and get the word out as well. So, that's really it, but that's our gift to you, and we're really thankful every time you guys tune in because you are what makes this whole thing possible. So we really appreciate you. And, that's really all I wanted to say.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dane. Take us home.
Take it home.
So, with that said, if you're not subscribed, please do so. And tune over to the Rag Company YouTube channel and click subscribe there as well. Make sure you got the bell clicked so you get all the notifications, including when we go live tomorrow, so you don't miss it, just in case you forget. So, that's really it, guys. Till tomorrow, we'll see you later. Have a good one.
See ya.